Hey guys! So, today I'm going to be talking about how much do you know and want to know about computer graphics. So, basically, I'm going to be explaining a few things that has been listed down that are usually not known by people. So, I'm not going to be explaining everything that has been given since most of you know what a monitor is and what a mouse is. Of course, we're in the 21st century, people. So, what some people don't understand is what is a graphic card. So, graphic cards right here. So, every computer has graphic circuits. Need to make the screen display work. Cheaper computers have these graphic circuits built into the motherboard. This is called onboard graphics and is usually bad choice if you want a powerful computer system. So, motherboard. For the people who do not know what a motherboard is, the main circuit board inside a computer. Most components, including the processor, RAM, and hard disk, plug into the motherboard. On the motherboard, graphics are hardly ever as good as produced by a graphics card. So it's better to have a graphics card separate from the motherboard. So if you have an old laptop, it will be better to get a new one. For some reason, almost every powerful computer system has a graphic card and not onboard graphics. That is because the graphic card has a massive effect on the performance of the computer for games and creating and editing stuff. The type of sockets in graphics cards plugs into the motherboard as important, and as fast sockets means faster graphics. Older motherboards use AGP, Advanced Graphics Port. Recent motherboards use faster version of PCI sockets called the PCLE. For the graphics card, PCLE is newer, better socket than AGP. So, basically, what is known is graphic cards is really important and it is better to have separate than one inside the motherboard because usually the one in the motherboard computers are really old and it doesn't get you clear images or original versions. Instead, it starts to blur your images out. So it's better to have a separate graphics card. Next one, what we're going to talking about is a RAM. Most people get confused. What is a RAM? So let me tell you this. Every computer graphics professional knows that a lot of RAM in a computer is a good thing. I mean, you can never have enough RAM in your computer because high qualities of images along with several modern applications run at the same time takes a lot takes up a lot of RAM. So the more RAM you have the better. You would expect a computer to use for graphics a minimum of 2 gigabytes, 2 GB for short, of main memory RAM, and probably a lot more than that, perhaps 4 GB or more. Remember, like I told you before, too much RAM is not bad. It's the more it is, the better it is. So, the next thing I'm gonna be talking about is a processor. The processor or the CPU, also known as central processing unit, is the brain of a computer. So let me remind you again, the computer has a motherboard and now we're talking about its brain. Two are two different things. The processor is the brain of the computer, as I said. This is a chip that plugs into the motherboard. So this is not in the motherboard, it's a chip that plugs in. As fast and powerful it will run and quickly as well as being affected as other tasks, such as changing parts of an image or converting file formats. There are two main manufacturers of processor, AMD and Intel. Both manufacturer produces a wide range of products, so it takes research to find out whether one process is better than another. So if you're planning on making a debate, that would be a good topic. There are two main processes that will most affect on performance. They are speed and processor design. Next one we'll be talking about is a hard disk. The hard disk is important because it must have enough space for all your images, videos, sport activity photos, anything that you actually want. The size of the hard disk is measured in gigabytes or terabytes, as 1 TB is 1000 times larger than 1 GB. It is almost certain that hard disk specification using GB will not be as the one using in TB. So, in which a million bytes, a byte is a small amount of space in a RAM or a hard drive, large enough such as A or C. So 1 TB is as large as a million bytes. The speed of the hard disk is also important, as a disk is used a lot to transfer data from the RAM. So as you are using